YouTube, it's Wonderfully Odd here, and today I am here to talk about foundation. I was actually pretty excited to do this review just because, as the same with the Mizani, when I was looking to purchase this product, I found at least no YouTube reviews on it, and so it was hard to kind of compare the color and see if it was a good color for my skin tone. And that foundation is the Black Opal True Color, and this is in Heavenly Honey. And I'm not a huge foundation person. I really don't want to have to look extensively for foundation if I don't have to, and because I barely wear it, but I do like to have it on hand just in case I do decide to wear it. And it's kind of difficult for whatever reason to find foundation that matches my skin tone, especially since I want to stick with brands that don't test on animals. And I was looking at Urban Decay and all that stuff, and I just wasn't finding anything that really seemed like it would match my skin tone. And then I didn't want to have to spend a lot of money on it for it not to match. And then my sister was telling me one day these dreaded words that I never want to hear for someone who doesn't care that much for foundation, that I might have to mix foundation, and that almost made me want to cry, because I don't care for foundation as it is, so I don't want to have to spend twice the amount on two different colors to mix it. So I am pleased to say I'm happy with this product, because it's the only foundation I've ever had that really matched my skin tone. Before this I was using Revlon Toast, which was okay. It was a little warmer, and then I don't want to buy Revlon anymore once that one has run out. So it just wasn't a good match for me in general. As you can see, I don't have on any foundation or anything because I want to show how it looks. So here is the foundation, and I hope you can see it. I'm not in the best light. It is a stick, and this is how much it comes up. I've used this quite a bit, so yeah, this is the color, and I think it looks warmer on camera, but it does have a little bit of pink to it. So yeah, I'm going to use some on my skin so you can see the coverage. And as you can see, I have quite a few black marks. Well, it's a beauty mark, but the rest are black marks. And it shows up a lot more yellow on camera than it is. Even on my skin tone it does. Maybe I just show up more pink. And even though it shows up a little bit more yellow on camera, this is the foundation that I normally have on. So, like in my pictures and stuff, so most of them, and it doesn't. It matches. And the thing about it is, I think it looks pretty decent, and I rarely wear it on my forehead, so it matches pretty well, but I don't know, it looks like yellow on camera. It's not cool. Let me move the camera to better light. I don't know if it looks any different, but as you can see, it has pretty good coverage. Well, you can build it to get fuller coverage, and it is a full coverage foundation. Super duper weird. It doesn't even look like this in the mirror. Well, I'll just have to take pictures afterwards. It just looks more yellow on camera. It doesn't look this yellow in person. It has more pink to it in person. So, just a little bit. It still has yellow in it. It's just not as yellow as it's showing up on camera. But as you can see, it has pretty nice coverage. I'm going to put a little bit more here. And I don't really put any on my forehead. Like I said, I'm not like a huge foundation person, so I don't put on like a whole lot. I do have flaws on my face, but they don't bother me. So I kind of like when there are spots on people's faces. I feel like it kind of brings character. I don't like just straight. Well, I won't say that I don't like flawless skin. I just don't like care like to have it. So I don't do fully, because I kind of like it to look more natural on me. I mean, some people do have flawless skin, but I know I don't, so I want it to look a little bit more natural. But as you can see, it blends out pretty well. It is a little bit more yellow, but it does match like my neck area, or this area here more. And it just, I don't know, it looks more yellow on camera, but it is kind of yellow. Like I said, I'm going to take a better picture. That way you be able to see better. Alright, but as you can see, it blends pretty well. Even though, I don't know, maybe it does look that yellow in person. But as you can see, it blends pretty well, and I didn't really put any on my nose or my forehead. But it still blends pretty well. At least I think so. Still looks kind of like a little yellow here. And you can continue to build up and get better coverage. I'm just going to do it just to show you, even though I wouldn't normally put this much on. Probably been sticking out. This is just to kind of show you how you can build up the coverage for like a medium to full coverage. But this is about as normally as full as I would go. Like I said, I really do like this. Black Opal, was it True Color and Heavenly Honey. It's HK4. Anyways, I really like it. Like I said, it's kind of difficult for me to find foundations that are anywhere near my skin tone. Let me do like a swatch on my hand. But see, you can barely see it on my hand. It's a little yellow, it is, but that's fine because like I said, this is all kind of yellow, but it does blend pretty well. I guess, I don't know. I'm not looking for I mean, if I could find something that was an exact match, that would be great, but somehow I doubt that I will. This is really close. This is as close as I've ever been. It's probably as close as I'm going to get without mixing or whatever, which I'm fine with. I do want to talk about the wear. I've had this for a while now, probably a little over a month, but I wanted to really wear it a lot so that I could give details on how it wears. Like I said, I've been wearing the Revlon Toast for a while because it's the closest thing to my skin tone in the summer and the winter. At the end of the day, the Toast is ashy looking. It's not even really my skin tone, so it looks twice as bad. And my skin is oily. I don't know if the Toast is supposed to be full coverage or not. The only thing I do know is that if I put too much on, it does just look really cakey, and it gets really cakey, and my skin gets really oily, even though I have the one that's for oily skin. This is the one I'm talking about. And yeah, and as you can see, I've used pretty much this entire bottle. I've had this for a long time, and I don't like it. Now with the Black Opal, my skin does not get oily. It's the same color at the end of the day, and it doesn't feel cakey when I put even the amount of layers that I put on today, which is not normally what I would put on, but it still doesn't feel cakey. It just feels really light. I still can feel that I'm wearing foundation, but not that much. It's not nearly as heavy as the Revlon. So I like that a lot more. My sister and I decided to stop by this random CVS, and they had a huge like black radiance and black opal section, and I was like, oh my god. And it was exactly the same price as it was online. I got it for I think $10.99, so $11. And I got it at CVS. You just have to find a CVS that carries it, and then they sell it online. I found it on eBay for the same price, but since I'm so iffy about like foundation, I've never used it before, I wanted to get it from a place where I knew I could take it back. At CVS, you can take the makeup back even after you've used it. At every CVS I've ever been to, you can take makeup back. I hope that this is helpful. The color is kind of odd, and it didn't show up very well on the camera. At least I don't think so. But as you can see, it does blend out pretty well to my skin. So I hope that that does help if you're around my skin tone. And you can see it's a little yellow on my cheeks. But if you're around my skin tone, then I hope this will be helpful to you. Or helpful if you're not around my skin tone and you're not, and you thought maybe this was the right one. So yeah, like I said, I am pretty happy with this. I will continue to stick with this until I find something else. It does come in some other shades, but you have to go onto the Black Opal website because they actually have like little examples of the colors with each foundation. So that's pretty helpful. They actually have 10 colors, and I think for each of the colors, it's like the same shade, but one is cool and one is warm toned. And I think for this one, it's like the Kalahari Sand, and that's the warmer. I hope this was helpful to someone, and if you have any questions, as always, you can leave them down below in the comment box, and I will answer them to the best of my ability as usual. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time.